Hello and welcome to Survivor Strategy. I'm your host, Marc Perlman. Week 5's in the books. The Miami Dolphins won 31-16 over the Giants. Tua looked every bit like the MVP, throwing for over 300 yards once again. Tyreek Hill, 8 catches for 181 and a score. Besides a pick 6 late in the second quarter by Tua, the Giants really never stood a chance in this game. They were down 4 at that point. But the offense didn't score any touchdowns, and Miami really won handily. And that's what I preach each week is just having no stress. And that was a game with no stress, and hopefully moving forward, that, again, is what happens. The Washington Commanders were taken by over 17% of the pool. The Ravens with 58 entries as well, really knocked out a decent amount. We're down to 1,836 in the circa. DJ Moore, 8 catches for 230 yards and 3 scores. The Bears were 0-4 into the game, over a 7-point dog. And again, any given Sunday, you just don't know what's going to happen each week. And really, a lot of this is luck. We're going to try to use skill in regards to who we take each week. But when push comes to shove, there's so much luck involved, and definitely got lucky to not be on Washington that week, and having used the Ravens, all my entries in week 1 just really has worked out. There's over $5,000 in implied value right now in the circa. Again, with no picks, there was 2. So it's crazy that people aren't putting in picks. I would assume that it has to do with the proxy, and when you're doing a pool online on DraftKings or whatever it is, you're putting them in yourself. You can do it early in the week and then change it. So I would assume that there's really no missed picks in those pools. But however, with the proxy and everything, we're just getting free money added in each week. So moving forward, obviously, we're not allowed to use the same team twice. So our pick selection gets slimmer. Also, bye week started last week. And this week we've got 2 teams on bye with the Packers and Steelers. Next week, there are 6 teams on bye. So instead of there being 16 games to choose from, we're looking at 13. So this is going to get more and more difficult. So it's really important to look at the availability matrix in your league and try to strategize as to who you think other teams are going or other people are going to take in regards to the teams, and really choose that way. For me with Circa, 100% of the entries have the Rams left. And this really looks like the team to take this week in regards to the equity, based upon them really only having slim future value. Week 15 at home against Washington at -7. However, this team is definitely on the higher in regards to injury possibilities. Matt Stafford's been dealing with a shoulder injury. Cooper Kupp obviously coming off the IR. I mean, this team could change in an instant with a big injury. Obviously, Aaron Donald being such a large part of their defense. So I do think that a lot of people will be on the Rams this week. Probably sounded like I was going to take them. However, I'm going to be fading them because, as I said earlier in the podcasts, there are teams out there that have 70, 80 entries in under one umbrella. And in order to beat those people, we're going to have to go a little contrarian. And this week, going contrarian is actually taking the chalk. So we're going to be going with the Buffalo Bills. My other 2 selections for the week are going to be the Miami Dolphins and the San Francisco 49ers. Let's survive. Let's get through. And let's see really which teams are being taken by the remaining entries. They've taken chalk the last couple weeks, but I'm predicting about 30% on the Rams and possibly the Eagles. There's 82% available with them, and I would anticipate a decent amount on them as well, around 10 to 15%. So if we could get 40% or more on those 2 teams, just really need one of those to lose to build some more equity and move on and strategize a little bit more. There's 44% remaining on the Dolphins and 46% on Buffalo, only 25% remaining on the Niners. So it'll be interesting to see those teams get through and then take a look moving forward as to what is the best strategy to go with. So I wanted to share with you a few of my bets that I made the last couple weeks because it's just astonishing. It's really almost unbelievable. In week 4, I took Justin Fields to have the most passing yards for the week. It was 130 to 1. And then last week, I took Desmond Ridder at 140 to 1, who was obviously in danger of being benched. And not only wasn't he benched, but he won. He got the most. I believe it was 328 yards. And just unbelievable to go 130 to 1 and then 140 to 1 in consecutive weeks. We'll see who I pick for week 6. I can't give it to you now because they don't put it up until later tonight or tomorrow. We missed on Jameson Williams last week. I expected them to take the training wheels off quicker than they did. They really slowed him into the offense, even with Amon-Ra St. Brown out. But at plus 300, we only had to win 1 and 4. And this week, there's going to be a guy I'm taking at plus 320. Hopefully we hit him because he's only 24% to break even. We'll be going with the Los Angeles Chargers, number 2 receiver, Quentin Johnson. At 6'4", he scored 6 touchdowns in 9 games last year at TCU. And I anticipate for Herbert to get around 2 passing touchdowns, meaning I would think Quentin would be around 40% to be scoring, which is only plus 150. So this is a really nice equity edge. I hope it comes in. I hope we all make some money together. And until next week, remember, we're all survivors.